Go. Right, Real As It Gets, episode 14. I'm your host, Callum Hickey, and today I have with me Ruben Tabares, champion trainer and professional boxer, Oliver Edwards. Lads.
How we doing?
What's going on? I appreciate you coming on. I know you're both busy. Thank you for giving me an hour of your time.
You're welcome. Callum, thank you for inviting us.
Mate, my pleasure, honestly. So I obviously have got to know you through Manor, the place I work. Tell the people that are listening a little bit about yourselves. We'll start with you, Ruben, because then your story will flow into Oliver's anyway.
Yeah, so I am a sports performance expert. I train different sports. I've trained world champion boxers, athletes like Dina Asher-Smith, Premier League football players, actors, performers such as P. Diddy, Tiny Temper, actors such as Jeremy Piven and Naomi Watts. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 22 years. And before that, I was an international 400-meter hurdler for England and Great Britain, European junior champion. And before that, I was a ballet dancer. I was at the Royal Ballet School.
For real? I didn't know that.
I was at the Royal Ballet School from the age of 7 until about 15.
Who put you into
15.
that? Your family, or did you just choose to do that yourself?
My mum, who, being a single mum, was taking my sister and myself to ballet, and the ballet teacher saw me just standing there, and she said to my mum, instead of him just watching, why doesn't he just join in? And I did, and then there was a scout from the Royal Ballet School 6 months later who saw me dancing and was like, oh, he's really good. Let's take him over to the Royal Ballet School, and that was that.
Fair play.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you said you was an athlete. Who got you into that?
My mum.
Oh, as well?
Yeah, my mum was just trying to
Supermum.
basically get me into as many different things to keep me busy, because we lived right on the edge of between like Peckham and Camberwell.
Okay.
And she could kind of see what was going on.
Yeah, back in the day it was rough as well, right?
Yeah, so she said, right, I'm going to keep him as busy, both myself and my sister, as possible, so that they come home and they're exhausted. And that's exactly what was going on. So I was playing the piano, the double bass, doing ballet at the Royal Ballet School, doing jazz dancing at the Italian Conti School. So everything was geared towards classical and dancing. I was also doing salsa. And then I went completely the other way into sport. But my beginning and all that kind of stuff helped me. So I went seamlessly into sport. It was really easy because ballet is super hard.
Yeah.
And when I went into track, football and rugby, it was like I stood out.
So all you've known is the level up your whole life.
Yeah.
You came from, I remember you saying at Manor, you grew up in Colombia, no?
Yeah, I was born in Colombia, Cali, Colombia, at the time when Pablo Escobar was in his peak.
Sick. That must have been banging.
So Colombia was dangerous.
Yeah, I bet.
And
seeing Popeye.
Yeah,
seen him Popeye the Hitman?
Yeah.
Just seeing him across the street and that.
No. Luckily I didn't. Yeah. No, but I grew up the first 6 years of my life in Colombia. My mum left my sister and myself in Colombia because my dad wasn't providing, and she wanted to come. She had a cousin over here in London, and he said, listen, come over here, make a life for yourself, and then go back and get your children. And that's what she did. But in that period of time when I was left alone in Colombia, it was a hard life.
Would you mind me asking, was you poor in Colombia?
Yeah.
Because normally, like, you've done well for yourself. You've done well for yourself because of tough beginnings.
I had no shoes. I would walk around in the street, and sometimes like nails would go through my feet. And I had that life. And it was.
It's mad to think, isn't it? Oh, like even if you've been skint, you've not been that skint.
Yeah.
Like you've been rough, but you've not been fucking.
Yeah.
No shoes
people,
when you leave your house, kind of vibe.
Yeah. People trying to kill you. It was like
worried about getting caught in crossfires and that.
No. Just you're walking home from school, and then all of a sudden there's like kids with machetes running after you.
They start early as well over there. I suppose if you've got nothing to legally aim for, you want to try and prove yourself to the bad guys in the area, right? You know what I mean? You've got to survive.
And also there's a lot of kids that get kidnapped and then killed and then sold for organ parts.
Fucking hell.
And stuff like that. So yeah, that was my beginning. And then I remember the first time I thought about, how crazy my life was from that beginning to where I ended up was I was in Miami living on an island with David Hay.
Yeah.
And
you must have thought like, this is the dream. Fucking hell.
Well, I didn't until I was driving around to another island to train P. Diddy. And he was, I remember looking at his car garage.
Yeah.
And
just stupid, like 20 cars in there or something.
He had all sorts of cars, and his house was next to J-Lo's, you know, like that kind of thing.
Lucky guy, man.
And I remember looking at the scenery and
So
thinking,
lucky.
this is amazing, you know. So I didn't take that for granted. But yeah, my whole life has been about work, grafting, and just trying to be better than the Ruben that woke up yesterday.
Yeah, I love that. And before we even cross your journeys, Ollie, tell me about your beginnings. Obviously, people know you as a professional boxer, and they know. And honestly, I'm not just saying it. You are one of the fucking hardest workers I've ever seen in my life. Because I see you at Manor all the time, and I joke and I say, "What session you on?" You're like, "number 3," and you fucking don't even look phased, bro. You know, I'm tired watching you. But how did it all start for you? How did you even get into boxing, or how did you even get into training yourself? Anything?
Do you know what? Like when I was young, I didn't even
put that forward a bit.
When I was young, I didn't even think about boxing.
Yeah.
But I was getting bullied in school.
Yeah.
To be fair, my dad was a kickboxer. He was a kickboxing champion.
Nice.
So he was well known. Like,
so you saw it a little bit. Yeah. You saw I've got to live up to that.
I want to be like my dad.
Yeah. Your first hero.
I was a little bit of a weakling, would you say? Like, I just thought I want to be like my dad. But yeah, in school I got bullied quite a lot for my colour, and I just never stuck up for myself.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I said to my dad, Dad, like, you're a kickboxer, can you teach me how to box? He's like, no, learn yourself. I was like,
oh, fair play.
But then,
why was that? Why do you reckon he took that approach?
You know what? He's just like one of them people, because of his
old
dad was
school.
rough on him.
Okay.
He's like, it just calls
the
me,
mentality.
Learn yourself. Like, if you want to learn something, learn yourself.
Yeah.
Like, he would never teach me. I'd be like, Dad, can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? He's like, no. Learn yourself. I was like, oh, okay then. But I feel like because he done that, it made me push. Think, I want to do it. Do you know what I mean? I want to learn now. So, anyways, I was getting bullied, and then one time I got really badly bullied. I didn't even want to go into school. Like, I wanted to, like,
really?
Yeah, I was crying to my mum. I was like, Mum, I don't want to go in school. I'm getting bullied left, right, and centre. Blah blah blah. And she was like, talk to your dad, because your dad's trainer could probably train you, or he knows people who can train you. I was like, okay.
Where was this as well? Where was this based?
This was in Chatham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chatham. So I said to Dad, Dad, listen, I know you won't train me, but I'm getting bullied. Have you got anyone who could train me, or da-da-da? He went, all right, I'll take you to my old trainer and see what you can do. So we went down there for a week, done a bit of, first of all, it was kickboxing. Done it, and I thought, not really like.
Wasn't for you?
No, not really like. I'm getting punched in the face. I don't like this.
But this is what surprises me about professional boxers. They have obviously got to go through that phase where it's like, yeah, I'm going to get boxed today.
Yeah.
Definitely going to hold a few licks, and you just got to go, you got to roll with the punches.
It comes in the process, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I got whacked in the nose, and all I remember me tasting, I don't know.
Iron. Your nose bleeds, and you taste it at the back of your mouth. You're like,
oh,
fucking hell.
I was like, nah, I'm not about this. So I left, and then like probably a week later, I was watching a few Rocky films, and obviously Dad's a boxer. My mum was a kickboxer.
Oh way.
Yeah, they're always a fighting family.
So that's sick.
So then I was watching a few Rockies. I thought, nah, come on, I can do it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, you know when the music comes on, or
when you hear Eye of the Tiger, fucking hell.
I thought, I'm gonna go back again. So I went back again, and I started hitting the bag and all that. And like, the trainer was doing pads and stuff, but he wouldn't take knowledge of you unless he sees you, like.
He needs to see something in you.
See something.
To look over and go, he's training hard today.
Anyway, so I was hitting the bag, probably 4 days later, he's like, yeah, come up on the pads. Anyways, I was hitting the pads, and he said, wow, you got the strength, da da da. And he said to me, I don't know why you've been bullied. He went, if you stick at this, you could be a world champion. And ever since then, when he said that, I've never looked back. So I've just been on it, yeah.
And then how did you? Sorry, go for it.
I was just going to say that it's not, when you were saying about getting punched in the face, it's not a normal thing to want to get punched in the face. And yeah, if you're a good boxer, you move your head whilst punching and all the rest of it. But only about 10% of people, I read this, want to actually fight.
Makes sense. It's not a nice feeling. It's like, it's not, like them nerves you get before anything, even just a conversation in the street or an argument. You're quite chilled with that. If like you get into even an altercation with someone, you can kind of hold your cool and just be witty with it. I don't like it because I know you can always see red and then just end up doing something stupid. Hate it.
I've learned over the years, because I was a hothead when I was a young kid, because I had to.
Yeah.
I grew up in that environment
Of course.
where everything was violence, and now I'm very chilled with everything.
It takes a lot for him to switch.
Yeah.
I can imagine though. He's so placid, like, but in a good way, and in a way where you're thinking he's going to outsmart you somehow. Because if he doesn't need to fucking switch on you, he's going to outsmart you somehow.
Yeah. But like, for example, I see my son. My son plays football. My son loves to fight.
Your son's a ledge.
Not in a bullying kind of way, because he's not that kind of kid. He's just any opportunity to spar. He loves getting in there to spar.
Fair play.
So it's not, and he wasn't always like that. At first, I don't want to say a coward with it, because that's not the right word. He just did not want to know at all about fighting.
Yeah.
And then around the age of 12, by himself, he was like, "Oh, I want to spar." I'm like, let's.
Oh, what, he called it on himself?
Yeah. Let's take you through pads first.
Yeah.
And let's get you hitting the bag and stuff, and shadow boxing, learn. But he's always been around boxing.
Yeah.
So, like Ollie, his parents were both kickboxers, so he's always been around fighting. Same with my son. My son grew up watching David Haye, not on TV, but in person.
Yeah, and even with you see in the camp all the time, he must just be motivated. Like.
Yeah, he grew up watching Amir Khan in training, George Groves, Dillian White, Joe Joyce, Derek Chisora. So he's been around it for a long time, and he respects boxing, and he understands that in order to be just even a good boxer, the amount of dedication it takes. So he understands. I don't think he wants to be a boxer, but he just loves and he respects fighters.
If anything I've learned about any combat sport, it's better to just know something than not. Do you know what I mean? Even if you never plan to fight or anything, it'd be nice to box. It'd be nice to do jiu-jitsu. It'd be nice to do something like just before, to keep you life ready.
Before, I was training hard, but sometimes I was overdoing it, and I just thought it's all about training,
Yeah.
Then I met Ruben, and like he just like took me in. He's a big inspiration.
Yeah.
Took me in, I learnt like through Derek, through Dillian, just how like the discipline you gotta have, do you know what I mean? So obviously being with Rubens, I've just seen it's not all about going crazy at training.
Yeah.
Mentality as well, and what you do outside of the ring as well. It's not just inside the ring.
100%.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise that sports performance begins away from the sport that you actually are doing. So it's the discipline you need to have to go to bed at 9 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
To wake up at the same time every night and do there's a huge difference between sports performance and personal training. Personal training, people don't really understand. They like gimmicky, especially nowadays.
Most of the fitness industry is, I swear.
Especially nowadays, it's very gimmicky. They use
it's how hard can I fuck someone up, and they make that's your value of being a good trainer. You absolutely slaughter your client. It's like that. It doesn't work like that.
Carl, I'll be real with you, before I met them, I'd never ever read a book, and they said to me, they was like, "Ollie, we want you to read 1 page a day." I was like, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not reading the book. I hate books."
No, but it is like an acquired taste. I didn't start reading until maybe 2 years ago, and now I love it.
No, I love
it. Unless a film was made about it, I didn't give a fuck.
But you know what? Since I've been reading books, like my concentration in training has been unreal. Like I'm more like I take things in more.
It's the discipline. It's all about discipline. So, reading gives you a greater knowledge base, but also it's training your mind. That's what people don't understand. And then going to bed at the same time, like I was saying before, is super important. Drinking water is one of the most underrated things there is out there, and you need to have about 3 litres of water a day plus half a litre per every hour of sport that you're doing.
Fuck, you must drink gallons, bro.
And that's just 2 things that you need to do and get grained into your DNA before you even think about performing at a high level. And then there's everything else. There's the nutrition. Can you stay away from wheat, dairy, sugar? Can you take all your supplements at the right time? Are you taking the right supplements? Then there's the training. There's all the prehab and rehab that you need to do, and then there's all the strength training, and then your sport. You need to spend hours and hours and hours honing your sport, making it so that you don't have to think about it. It's part of your DNA again. So there's all of those things, and then there's the downtime and the meditation and coming away from the sport and giving your brain rest so that it can then be fresh for the next session. There's so many aspects of being, not just for boxing, for any sport, and that's where, for example, you look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo and you see that the guy doesn't give interviews, for example, straight after a football match because he's warming down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he's going in the ice bath. And
he's like, what's going to benefit me more?
Then that's why he's still performing at this level.
How old is he now?
He's 37, 38, something like that.
How good he look.
That's mad.
But he's understood from day one that he needed a physio, a nutritionist, a chef, a strength and conditioning coach. And he has these people, apparently, so from what I hear, traveling with him, or he finds them wherever he goes to make sure that he's still performing. That's what it takes. And that's the difference between a footballer like Ronaldo, who will be talked about throughout the ages because of the record numbers of goals that he scored, and someone who's just became a professional footballer and didn't take the opportunities. I went out the other day after the UFC, and I went to Chiltern Firehouse, and I won't name them, but I bumped into a couple of footballers, and they were completely drunk.
Yeah,
I swear,
popping bottles. That's what.
Yeah, completely drunk. And I looked at them,
and then you just wonder the level. You just look, you can see the level straight away.
These kids look up to these guys, but they don't realize the opportunity that they have to perform and how lucky they are to have made it.
Yeah,
and sometimes,
I suppose once they're in it and they've got that much money, the weak-minded would take it for granted and just be like, I've got the money now.
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with money sometimes. I just think it has to do with their upbringing and the people around them.
Yeah.
So, as Ollie will tell you, I'm not shy in coming forward when it comes to telling you the truth.
Yeah.
So,
mate, you can see with you lot's team,
I see
it's like a family vibe.
Missed calls from me, I think.
Oh shit! What have I done? What have I posted something on stories that I shouldn't have done?
Yeah. So and basically that's
Is there an alcoholic drink in that story? Oh, it was just water.
No, and it's about I'm lucky that I earn my living in many different ways. So when I work with a boxer, I don't have to hold back with fear that, oh my God, this is my job, this is my life.
This is your be all end all. If you say the wrong thing to them,
I do it from a point of I need to tell this person the truth, how I see it from my experience, and just from what they should be doing. And if they like it, fine. If they don't like it and they don't want to see me around anymore, fine.
Yeah,
that's to your detriment, not to mine. So Ollie's talking about the fact that for the last, not this last year, but for 4 years before then, he got raked across the coals a lot.
I was a nightmare. Because I'll be real, right? Because I was like, and I'm not afraid to say it, I was a mummy's boy. Yeah. So obviously,
most of us are.
I was used to my mum doing
my mum will listen to this and go, yeah, so's mine.
Yeah, my sister and brother would be like, oh, you're a spoiled little brat.
Yeah, my sisters will say that too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But now I look back at it, I think, I wish my mum was a bit more firmer with me. Because if she was, I wouldn't be how I was. Because being with them, God, they had to put me into place.
Really?
Timing, everything, just everything.
Do you know what? I want to get to that because I've heard parts of your story and it is fucking inspiring. So, how did you two first meet? First, I want to hear how you've just finished competing as a hurdler. You're at peak performance. You smashed it, right?
Yeah.
Where was the bridge? How did you get into boxing? Well, how did you become a boxing coach?
So that's the interesting thing. I didn't smash it. I got ill, and then I just kept picking up injury after injury. The coaches that I had. There are only two coaches that I would say, let me get this right. Yeah, there are only two coaches that I would say that knew what they were doing, and that was a guy called Tony Hadley in Birmingham, school teacher, amazing man, very patient, understands that a young athlete needs to progress slowly and not really quickly.
Yeah.
And then the coach at the end of my career, Linford Christie, who was just an absolute legend and one of the nicest people I've ever met. And it was just those two coaches who understood. But all the coaches that I had in between, they didn't quite understand that I was different and that I needed to be looked after like a race car, not like a normal car, So because I was super explosive, I was super quick. So I ended up not doing what I needed to do in the sport. But luckily, I had my education to fall back on, and the fact that I became a researcher on top of, more than anything, I became a researcher and for papers and books that people have never even heard of, to trying to gain as much experience as possible. And that's what gave me a foothold into doing what I do now. Because if I hadn't gone through that, then we probably wouldn't be sat here across from each other. So it's important for people to understand that it's not the be all and end all. You go for it and you try your best to become the best at what you can be. But if it doesn't work out that way for whatever reason, then life goes on. Yeah. You know, and for me, I still wanted to be, I was like, okay, I didn't quite do what I wanted to do. I wanted to become Olympic champion, world record holder. Those are the things that I wanted to do. It didn't happen, but let me see if I can help as many other people as I can to plan. And now we have a blueprint to help anyone across any sport to become the best in that sport. You know, and I wouldn't have known that had I not fucked up so many times, basically.
Well, I'm glad you got injured, so you're here, bro.
Yeah, no, but it teaches you, right? It teaches you mental fortitude. Yeah. You have to be super strong. Of
course.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with injuries. So you say, how does Ollie, because Ollie didn't fight for 5 years.
Mate, that's what I'm saying.
And he was training
hungry.
every single day as if he had a fight the following week, you know? And
because I remember saying to you, fuck, he trains hard. And you're like, that's how he's been training.
Yeah.
Like, even when he's not in camp, it's not far off that. Like,
and that for me, it shows how strong Ollie is mentally. And I know he's strong mentally. And the thing with him is, what we've had to do is just get him away from trying to be tough, because he'll have a tear up with anyone. Yeah, he'll stand there and go toe to toe with anyone.
Yeah, good.
But that won't bode well for him going all the way. He has to learn. He's had to learn how to box. He's had to learn how to be a counter puncher, how to box southpaw, orthodox, what distance means.
Yeah.
What distance means, meaning when are you in the right distance to hit someone or for the other person to hit you? Can you fight in the pocket? You know, mid-distance, long distance. There's so many different things that he's had to learn. Yeah. It's not just about getting in there and having a tear up, because eventually you'll come up with someone who's tougher than you. He didn't so far.
I saw you fight. You got fucking iron chin, bro.
Do you know what it is? When I was boxing before, I never got sparring in. Like, my coach was busy or whatever. We just never got. I got sparring in like 2 times. No, maybe through that whole career. Probably got, not whole career, but from being with that coach. Yeah, probably had maybe 10 sparring sessions.
Is that it?
That's it. I'm a professional boxer. I need to be sparring 3 times a week, all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't really have the sparring in. Remember when we went to Portugal? You were shocked when I said how many sparring.
Yeah, he said no, it wasn't 10. I remember we went through it. It was 9. It was 9. He said, I've done 9 sparring sessions in my life. And I was like, okay. Shocked. I said, oh, guess what? I've just spoken to Dillian White.
You can do it this week. 9 this week.
He said that he'd love to have you in camp. So this is just before the first lockdown in March 2020. And
he's a monster as well.
I said, Ollie, you're going to train with Dillian.
Couldn't believe it. I woke up. Yeah. I was like, alright, Rubes. He's like, yeah, Ollie, pack your bags. I was like, huh? What? He went, you're going to Portugal to train with Dillian White.
And he got there, I think, on a Monday. And then on the Wednesday, Dillian said to him, right, we're doing 12 rounds, you and I, today, of sparring. And his first ever 12-rounder in a spar was with Dillian White. Now, he sparred Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 6 months. With different fighters from all over the world.
It was
you'd learn, fucking hell.
You know, when I got there, I think it was maybe 2 days in, they done the thing called body sparring. I had to do body sparring for an hour. I've never done body sparring in my life.
I've done body sparring. It's weird because it's like, it's easier to block up if you know you can only go for the body.
I've done it. I was frothing out of my mouth. I was like, I'm not used to sparring.
Yeah.
And then a week later, we was just doing, like what Ruben said, sparring 3 times a week. And because I'm out in Portugal, I'm there. I'm sparring. Do you know
what was he like to spar with?
What, Dillian?
Yeah. He's a monster.
He wouldn't take the pick. Like he's a heavyweight.
really
I
nice
mean,
guy.
if you pull it on him, he'll let you know and be like, well, calm down a little bit.
Tit
but
for tat, like.
it was really good sparring. I learned a lot out there.
I bet.
Yeah,
He used to be a kickboxer, didn't he?
Yeah,
yeah. I've heard this. My pal years ago used to do his strength and conditioning down at Equilibrium. He used to go down and train at the studio in Notting Hill.
Okay.
And even he said he's for a big dude. He's got engine on him as well.
Yeah.
He can go for a big dude. Like.
Yeah, and Dillian's got a massive heart as well, and he's just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah,
good.
Really nice. Like I didn't know Dill properly before, and then when I was out there, I thought, this geezer's wicked. Like,
how did you two even come across each other though, originally? How did you?
Yeah, so I was at an airport in Spain. Not sure if it was Ibiza or Malaga, I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Malaga.
No, it's funny because I just finished doing a video shoot with a model called Vicky Odenkova, Russian model, super big. In fact, when she was posting me on her Instagram, I had just mad people come out the woodwork saying, "Oh, tell her to follow me." Yeah. This is like really famous people.
How close?
Yeah, tell her to follow me on Instagram and stuff. I had no clue she was, but she's a super nice girl. Anyway, I went to do this shoot with her, and then on the way back, I was in an airport and I bumped into Simon Stone, who is Ollie's angel, you can say, who's been behind him from day one.
Unreal.
Did you post him recently? Saying he's been with you at the start of the journey. Yeah, okay.
And so
Finn.
Yeah.
Simon said, he came up to me, he's an Arsenal supporter, and he said, you look like an Arsenal player. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. And then he said, actually, I recognise who you are. Yeah, I think he did that just to get close.
Yeah, a little bit,
and then he went, I know who you are. You're in boxing, you're Rubens. So I said, yeah. And then he said, I've got a young boxer and I'd love for him to come in and talk to you, and maybe with a view to you guys helping him. But at the time, I was super busy, so I think it took me like, a year or two?
Yeah, a year.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was about a year.
Yeah,
but from then, a year goes by, why do you even think about talking to him?
Because I gave him my word that I would.
Oh, sick.
So I don't forget.
Yeah, good. I love that.
And
because most people would just be like, it's been a year, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah,
most people would.
Yeah, no. So we brought Ollie in.
He
was not in good shape.
Oh, do you know what? Sorry, just stop you there. We've got a picture. Can you get that picture up, please, of Ollie when he was fuck yeah,
look at that
transformation. I'm gonna lie and say you was my client for it. Bear sales.
And yeah, so Ollie came in, as you can see, not in the shape on
That's
the right,
crazy.
in the shape on
Was
the left.
you was in that shape on the left when you went to first see him?
Yeah. He came in and
like Butterbean.
I thought maybe you trimmed up a bit to go see him.
No, because it was out the blue.
Didn't
And I said,
expect
okay,
it.
come in tomorrow. He came into the Haymaker gym.
Oh, fair play. He could have bottled it and gone, I'm not in shape.
Simon was like, he wants you to come in tomorrow. I was like, mate, I'm unfit. I'm like overweight. And he's like, just go down there. I was like,
Yeah, he came in and we saw him and we were like, he's a heavyweight.
Sorry, bro.
And then he said, no, I'm a super middleweight. So I laughed and I said, yeah, right. And he said, no, I'm a super middleweight. I'm just out of shape. And I said, yeah, if you can call that out of shape. And we made him spar. Was that the first day you were sparring or second time you came in?
First day.
Oh, yeah. He sparred a guy called Linus Adofia.
English champion now.
Who's English champion now. And they had a right old ding-dong.
Bearing in mind, I only had 8 amateurs, 5 kickboxing fights, and I hardly ever sparred. Do you know what I mean? So
So
right in the deep.
Just had it out.
And we said, right, Ollie, you're going to spar 6 rounds. And at 6 rounds, I could see he was spent.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I said to Linus, Linus, have you got some more? He said, yeah. So I said, Ollie, do another couple, knowing full well he was spent, because I wanted to see
If he had that sort of, I'm
what
do
he
this
would
regardless.
do when he was completely exhausted. And he shocked me, because normally when people are exhausted, they kind of, their arms go down, they hold,
down.
they get punched in the face. He got aggressive and just kept fighting, even though he had nothing left. So then I said to Pete, I like him. He's got
the heart.
He's got heart. Everything else you can train if you're a good trainer. And that was that. So we said, okay, let's start. Honestly, it's been a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you first met him,
Honestly,
that was 5 years ago.
yeah, 5 years ago we met him.
Okay.
And then
Go on, why was it a nightmare? He's like, honestly.
I said that. No, probably 3 years ago, wasn't it? 3 years ago.
3 years ago, what?
When you first met him 3 years
Oh
ago.
my God, go away. Yeah, it was 5 years ago. Yeah, so
He's trying to forget the early stage. Like, oh no, I was never that fat.
yeah, no, it was just thing after thing. He was addicted to his Instagram.
But I can't even sit there and go swear because I am.
No,
It's just you check it all the time.
well, I don't.
Fair.
Instagram
And so-
addict.
That willpower.
And so I what I did was I took
Just
away
habit.
I took away his Instagram. Yeah, I logged him out.
No joking, yeah, I had nearly withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah, no, he was crying. He was crying.
Please give it back.
He was crying.
give me my phone.
You know what he was saying? He was saying to Simon. He was saying, "Oh, he's losing my Instagram followers." And I said, "How much money do you earn from Instagram?" And he said, "None." So
That's
I said,
it.
"There you go. Don't worry about it." And so yeah, took away his Instagram a couple times, just to get him to detox and understand that
Mate.
social media is important. Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself checking it 24/7
Yeah.
and it becomes a part of you, then something's happened along the way where you're no longer
In control
a
of
fit
something, yeah.
state of mind
Yeah.
where you can just say, "Oh, I don't need it."
I can't
You know?
lie. Social media is what got me fat as well.
Really?
Because obviously hanging around with the wrong people,
Yeah.
comparing my
Comparing's
life
bad,
to
isn't
other
it?
people.
Comparing's bad.
I was comparing my life to other people and thinking, wow, like I live a crap life, and I was getting mad depressed, and that's why I got fat. I was just so depressed. I was just drinking all the time, out partying,
Yeah.
just didn't know what I was doing in my life, and then because I was literally just kept comparing, and I'll get out of bed. The first thing I'll do, jump on my phone. Instagram, what's everyone up to? Blah, 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 blah.
And
You're doing
don't you think a
And
lot
I'm
of the
thinking,
times
what
the
am I
same
doing?
shit you're
It's
scrolling
just the
through? It
same,
is.
yeah.
Even now, I scroll through and I'm like, I'm not seeing nothing new.
No, but what
At
makes
all.
me laugh about Instagram is I learnt this when I went to train this girl, Vicky, is that's what she does.
Mm.
So she would take a lot of pictures.
Her whole day
throughout
would
the
just be
day,
photos.
and then they would pick one, and that's the one that went on her Instagram. Now, it's fine because that's how she earns her living and that's what she does. And to a lot of people, she's inspirational and she's a pretty girl and she's got a good body. So all of that kind of stuff, yeah, I get that. But if you're then looking at that and going, oh, why don't I look like
Yeah.
that? Or that's
Yeah.
where the problem lies. And then also, there should be nothing in your life that you think, oh, I can't live without that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mm.
You know, that's where finding balance, that's where it comes in, you know. And I like to think that with Ollie and the other boxer that we've got, Uthman, that I've helped them to find balance. With Uthman, it's still an ongoing journey.
Mm.
The funny thing is, I used
a lot.
to call him every day. Like he said, sometimes I'd ring his phone 5-6 times because I wanted to have a go at him about something that he'd done. And you know what the funny thing is? Now, there's nothing. He's on time everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He's
We
even
start
early.
saying that even when he's like, if he's got a session with Pete, he's 20 minutes early, warming
Yeah.
up,
Yeah,
doing his
warming
shoulders, everything.
Yeah.
Like he's never late.
And that's
Like,
the
even for the
mentality
warm-up, I
switch.
think I'm late.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, I
I'll
need
be
to-
late for the warm-up.
Yeah, and that's the mentality switch.
Yeah.
And that's where I always said to him, when you find yourself being successful outside the ring, you can be successful inside the ring.
Mm.
But if your life is a mess when you go home,
Yeah.
then it's
Imagine how it's going to be, the
Yeah.
pressure and all that of
Yeah.
everything else. Fucking
Yeah.
hell. And, bro, what fucking kept you hungry to train for that long with no fight? Because you went what, was it 4 years, 5 years? No fight?
5 years with no fight.
5 years, just to like get in tip-top shape.
Do you know what it was? It was just, at first I just didn't know where I was going at first, but obviously I thought I just need to keep going, like, because I was dealing with mental health issues.
Yeah.
But then Ruben was like, right, if you show like you're gonna keep training and prove to us that you can do good, like, and you're on time and you're training hard, we'll get you a fight.
Yeah.
But I knew what they were doing. They didn't let me have a fight. Well, they could have got me.
Yeah, it was
they
just
could have
slightly
got me a
moving the goalpost to see how much
But
you
they
wanted
wanted
it, right?
to make me grow in life, like he was saying. They want grow outside of the ring, because once you sort your stuff outside of the ring, you're like a beast inside.
Yeah.
So now I see what they were doing. So anyways, so I thought, right, if I was just training, So in my head I was thinking, I've got a fight next week.
Yeah.
Train. No, not next week. Maybe 2 weeks. Boom, I've got to train.
Oh, you put that in your head every time?
Yeah, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. Get up, right? I've got to do this. Then I feel like get up in the morning, do my cardio, do my boxing in the afternoon, strength conditioning in the evening. Keep doing it, because when I get to that, when I'm about to have that fight, I'm gonna be a beast. So I just kept doing that, and I just kept, because the thing with me, I need to put something.
That needs to be routine,
I need to put something there
to
get a routine. If I've not got a routine, I go down. I go down. I feel like, what am I doing this for?
Do you find that your mental health plays up more if you've got no routine?
Yeah, if I've got no routine,
you feel like you're doing fuck all. You're wasting time.
Straight after the fight, I thought, but then I thought to myself, go to the gym.
Oh, but after that last fight, you felt like you
no, just on
a bit of a low because it was such a high.
I've not fought for like 5 years. My high was like, I just had a fight, and then usually, like for my last fights, no joke, I have the fight and then I have 3 months off and I'll be pigging out, doing this, doing that.
Doing the Paddy Pimblett.
After that,
between fights on that.
After that fight, I just literally had, like Pete said, like I have like 3 days off or 4 days, Ruben, 4 days off and then get back on it. Just don't have to get back on the boxing, just do your cardio and straight away. Like 2 days after the fight, I was do some like cardio, only like incline walking.
But just moving, getting back into it.
Yeah, because then I'll give myself like a routine.
Yeah, but imagine the edge you have over people that do what the first plan is, like just relaxing. I'm going to take 3 weeks off now because I've had a fight. You're already beating them because you're like, nah, fuck that, I'm back in the gym a couple of days after.
That's in my head, like if I'm constantly on it, because if I'm doing my core exercises, if I'm working on my technique, for one, if I'm doing my core exercises, my foundation's strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a little thing.
I've seen you and Pete drill a whole session before of just like 2 punches.
Literally.
Was it the right hand by any chance?
Yeah. I've seen you drill it before, and Pete said it to me, and it proper opened my eyes. He was like, look, you see all these boxers, and when they're shadow boxing, they do fucking 25, 30 hit combos. He's like, when have you ever seen a fight?
I'm not joking. When I used to shadow box, I used to be in the middle going, Now, you
just keep it as realistic
to do,
as possible.
It's like, right, now I know what you're doing. Boom, 1, 2, drop, 1, 2, left hook, drop. Boom.
Yeah.
You got to drop after it, and then like don't come in a straight line, head off the line. I mean, sometimes I don't get it right all the time.
No, it's funny because we have a group, and there's the whole team's in there. So like PR, marketing. Who else is in there? The training team, myself, Ollie, his sponsor.
They rinse me in there.
Yeah. So honestly, that's the best group you could ever be involved in, because all it is just you wake up and you read how much Ollie's getting roasted on this group, and it just puts you in a good mood.
First of all, in the morning, you got my Frodo feet, so that tops it off already. But the reason why I do that, I put my weight in all the time. I never used to do it. I put my weight in every single day. Even when I weren't fighting, every single. I mean.
Oh, you do that for yourself? You've not been told by camp?
No. We told him at the beginning.
I just do it every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Because the way we train our fighters, and so for example, when I went to train Amir Khan, one of the reasons Amir Khan asked me to come and train him was because he had never made weight naturally. He'd always was in a sweatsuit in the sauna, sweating down, so that he could make weight. And with me, 3 days before his fight, he was 3 pounds under. And then on the day of the weigh-in, he was still 2 pounds under. And I gave him breakfast, and he was so nervous to eat breakfast because he'd never eaten on the before a weigh-in.
Oh, okay, yeah. I suppose they always come in depleted or like...
No. So I put him on the scales. I gave him a plate with food, and I said, you still have to give me the plate and the fork, and you're still on weight. I said, so, and that's basically what we've done with Ollie. That's why he can only ever be like 1.5 kilos.
That's good, just so you're not coming in drained and that. I can imagine. When you see some nasty weight cuts, you must think,
that's how you get brain
surely
damage.
that fucks up your performance as well.
Well, he goes into fights fully hydrated, fully carbed.
Yeah. You look solid against that caretaker dude.
My last 5 fights. I'm not kidding you. I used to drain myself. I used to starve myself. 2 days no eating. Be sucking on ice cubes. All I wanted to do was fight.
Yeah.
At one point, I stood up and I blacked out, and all like.
Just had
do you know how
nothing in
bad
you?
it is? So I'm glad they taught me like you got to be on weight. You eat clean. Because when you're on weight, when you're training, you don't have to think about, I've got to lose this weight. Oh, fuck, I've got to lose this weight.
Yeah.
You can just focus on your training, and you can focus beast and you like training hard.
Did you feel sharp in your last fight?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I had some hard sparring and then got a little bit of concussion. So I was a bit.
I came to watch it. Obviously, we become pals now. I was nervous watching it.
Yeah. A lot
Especially
of people
because I knew
nervous,
that it's been 5 years. Every time you got here, I was like, oh, no. But you just got a fucking chin.
Yeah. Like, I felt a little bit. I felt all right in there, but I mean, I had a bit of concussion, so I wasn't my normal self.
And still won.
Listen, I just beat him at the jab. Just stick at the jab. Pete, when I was in the changing
You
room,
ripped
Pete
his
was
body,
showing me.
fucking hell.
Pete was showing me this. I was like, Pete, we don't usually work on this. Like, we get inside and we tear them up. He's like, Ollie, just do what I'm telling you. I was like, all right, cool. So I was literally just working on the jab, get inside, hit the body, get out, boom, boom. So yeah, maybe on the next fight I've got a different game plan, but then.
I remember you saying to me beforehand, you
fight.
said, I'm just going to stick to the plan and rip his body. And you
plan.
did. Every time you did get on the inside,
yeah.
fucking hell, you could hear the shots rip off him.
Yeah.
They're nasty.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. So when we first, Ollie can hit hard, but technically he couldn't.
Yeah, because of what had happened.
Well, because he just didn't.
How long before was the hard sparring? Before the fight?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. And to be honest, he was okay. It's just he wasn't his usual.
So what'd you say? He was rolling at about 80%.
I think I had a cold as well because
Ruben
come around mine, and he looked at me with that.
You're right.
You're right.
Yeah, I think he was fighting a virus.
Yeah.
You know? And there were a whole bunch of things, but that's the thing with boxing. Very rarely do things go perfectly.
Yeah.
Never.
But what you need to do is throughout your whole training journey and everything you're doing, you need to make sure that you're as constitutionally strong, that you've gone to bed on time. You know, all of those things that I was speaking about before.
Yeah.
And that's why, like now with Ollie, he takes supplements from the organic pharmacy.
Yes. So tell me a bit about that actually. Organic pharmacy. Zoom in on that if you can. Rubens company.
Powerful.
Only the best.
So he was taking. They were giving him individual things before, and arnica and everything in that you get from the organic pharmacy is natural. It's all organic, and I've been using them for 25 years.
They put you on a machine and it scans you and tells you what your body needs. And
yeah. It's amazing. Everything they do. This lady called Margot Marone.
Is she partnered with you in the company?
Yes.
I see a story of you two. Yeah.
And I've known her for, like I said, something like 25 years, and I trust that woman. She's an amazing woman.
Yeah.
And I asked if they would be interested in sponsoring Ollie, and they said yes. They've never done anything like that before, but they like him, and they wanted to help him along his journey. And it just so happens it's coincided with the launch of my supplements with them.
Yeah.
This has been a couple of years in the making. We were talking about it, and then a year ago we started working on it fully. Margot said, what do you want to bring to market? And for me, there were only two products. One is called Performance, and the other one's called Longevity.
Can we get one of them pictures up of the brand? Cheers.
So, Performance, I formulated at home. I would buy all the individual ingredients from different places. That's Longevity, but that's fine. And I would basically mix them up in my kitchen and give David Hay these supplements. I stopped him taking all other supplements. We can talk about supplements, till the cows come home. But basically, I formulated this and gave it to him, and it helped increase his performance. And I tweaked it over the years, but I always kind of kept the formulation secret to help everyone I was working with. Help give them an advantage on top of all the training that I do that's kind of different to what other people do. And the reason it's different is because I've found over the years that's what's kept me injury free. So touch wood, anyone who works with me never gets injured.
I need some of these.
And so
I need to buy some of these because they
sound crazy. Concentration levels, whoom.
So Ollie's been taking them for like 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
So Performance was formulated kind of like with David Hay in mind, and then over the years it's been tweaked, and the formulation in my opinion is amazing. Like Ollie said, he rang me and he said
4 days in, I thought I'm gonna message Rubens. I went, Rubens, I've been taking the supplements. I've been taking them every day. Is that all right? Because I'm feeling like good. My concentration levels are through the roof. He was like, yeah, Ollie, that's what they're meant to do. I just felt amazing. Like, I was alert. I was like, oh, like training.
And,
really
and it's got omega-3. It's vegan, so anyone could take it. But it was done to improve cognitive function and performance. And then the other formulation, longevity, was done kind of like with Tiny Temper in mind. He asked me if it was okay for me to be having Red Bulls before he went into the studio to come up with, like, to be creative. And I said, listen, let's get you off that Red Bull. Let me formulate something to oxygenate your brain, increase creativity, lower inflammation, do all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, so he was taking that one for years. He loved it. And those are the two products that I've decided to bring to market with the Organic Pharmacy.
Love that.
One you take before training, the other one, longevity, you take after training. But whether you're training or not, it doesn't matter. If you don't train, you can still take performance because it increases your brain functioning and increases your endurance. And then longevity, especially for... I had this conversation with a woman the other day who said to me, oh, should I be taking longevity? What does it do for you? And I said, well, longevity decreases inflammation and inflammation causes wrinkles. So immediately she was like, oh my God, say no more. That's it. I'm taking that one. So those, I'm super proud of these two products, and I couldn't be happier to be working with the Organic Pharmacy because their philosophy and their ethos mirror my own, which is everything organic, as much as you can, and it's all natural. So this is like taking food. It's not like taking supplements. Supplements, especially if they're man-made, are not good for you.
A lot of shit out there, isn't it?
There's a lot of stuff. There's sugar and everything. There's there are cheap ingredients. So you end up wasting your money. And that's something that I wanted for anyone who takes this to go, do you know what? That's made a difference in my life. And then that makes me happy.
That's the goal, yeah. That's wicked. Two things before, I know you got to go, Ruben. Two things quickly before you go. One, this life that you've lived so far, would you have done anything different?
No.
No,
I love it.
Happy with everything you've done?
Happy with everything. I think that in life there are no... I mean, let's take doing good and bad or good and evil out of the question.
Yeah.
But in terms of life choices, there's never really a good or bad life choice. It's just choices.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you think too long about it, you just think, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? The moment can pass.
Yeah.
Just intelligently think about what you should be doing and just go for something.
Yeah.
And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then you've learned from it. You know, if, for example, if Steve Jobs had waited to release iPhone 13, he would have never released iPhone 1. Look how many changes there have been to the iPhone. Yeah. You know, so you've just got to go for it. You know, just my thing is I try to be as nice to as many people as possible.
That's a fact. Like, every time I've seen you with someone, you show them nothing but love, which is cool, man.
Yeah, thank you. And I just try and work as hard as I possibly can.
Great. And second bit, your boxing camp, you lot are like a fucking family. You see that when you come in, you're like a big funny family, which is sick to see. I just wanted you to say to Ollie what you said to me about him and Uthman before, about what do you see in him? Where do you see him going? You said it so confident as well. You was like, I see a champion in that guy.
Yeah, I mean, in both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been told from people in boxing who are very high up and very famous, you know, why are you working with someone like Ollie when there are so many people that are already well established who want to work with you? And that conversation is always on the table. But I work with Ollie because, first of all, he's a nice, years ago, I would have called him a nice kid. He's a nice man. And he's got his heart in the right place. But just more importantly, I wanted to help someone who was down and out almost, to help him change his life around. And I've always got on with him, but I know where he can get to if he continues to apply himself. And that's all the way. And like I said, getting there or not, that journey is important to discover who you are.
Love that.
And same with Uthman. Uthman's got incredible talent. Ollie sees that. He's got, honestly,
I can't believe he's only 20.
Yeah, that kid is
Fucking
incredibly talented.
But, such a big dude.
Honestly.
But if he's listening, and he will be, he needs to just apply himself. Just keep
Put that
applying
phone
himself.
Tell you now because he will be listening.
Yeah.
He was like me back in the past.
Yeah.
I tell him
the small
in the gym. I
things
tell him,
that
I go, listen, don't ruin it. You got talent. Just listen to Ruben and Pete. And
What's good though is he can
small
look at
little
you three and just go, look at the position I'm in.
He does
How
small
can I waste
little
this?
like mess ups and that. Well, I mean, we're only human.
We all do.
Still, I mean, sometimes not. Give him a little slap.
Get with it.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, fuck that. Catch a big one back. No, but that's wicked. If you need to shoot,
Yeah,
fucking
Cal.
really appreciate
Thank you very
it.
much.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. I'll see you in a bit.
And just keep it rolling. I'm going to carry on with Ollie.
Yeah,
Thank you.
keep the supplements.
Ledge. Thank you, bro.
No worries.
Performance, yeah? What, as in?
Yeah.
Okay. Pop 7 of them tonight.
You got to learn today.
Man, like,
Yes.
do you know what? I do want to go into other things as well, but you said about the mental health, right? Talk to me about, rather than just saying mental health, what was you going through? As in, what was you feeling? How did you deal with it?
Mental health is a big thing, and like people don't talk about it.
No, and I was going to say, from your upbringing, your background, you're not UK, innit? And I can speak same as you, as in a sense where men over here, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but men don't talk about mental health, do they?
They don't.
A lot of people don't. They see it as like a weakness.
Listen, they feel like they're weak because everyone's like, oh, I'm alpha.
Yeah.
Talk about
That's it. Everyone thinks they're an
alpha.
alpha. That's what it is.
Like sometimes you just need to like bite the bullet, and if you're dealing with something, you need to talk. You need to talk to people, or you need to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? And like it's just a serious situation. Like everyone thinks. Well, everyone thought I was this big happy guy, and oh, he's happy. Mate, I was
behind closed doors, hiding
dealing with the devil.
Yeah.
Can't even explain it. It's more to do with family situation, where I'm at. Like I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
Do you know what it was? I lost a bit of love for the boxing.
Yeah.
And just because of the people around me, and then so I started going out partying, hanging around with the wrong people.
Yeah.
The social media,
you're easily influenced by a bad crowd. If that's the only crowd you know, you're going to follow that crowd.
It's
isn't it?
easy to get sucked in. And they say like it's who you surround yourself with will make you that person. Will make you who you are.
Yeah. What's that quote? Your 5 friends. If you have 5 rich friends, you'll be the 6th one. If you have
that's
5,
it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
If you do have 5 shit people around you,
And if you surround yourself with successful people, then you're more likely to get successful. So like what I was doing in the past, I was hanging around with wrong people. And I was going out drinking.
And drinking as well. I tried to get one of my clients, he's a good dude, but he fucking hits the drink hard, comes in and says, I'm suffering with mental health. I'm like, bro, stop drinking. That would be the first big step. Stop drinking. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what it is? You're out with your mates and
you're
drinking
It
and you're
feels good at the time.
and the vibe, blah, 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 blah.
But then it's like, who you laying down to at the end of the night? You're by yourself, you're stressed, and then you wake up next day, you're depressed.
I'll be real with you, and I don't mind saying it on here. There was one time I was out partying, I was clubbing, I come home, I ordered myself my McDonald's.
Yeah.
I was just sat there, I was eating my McDonald's, and I thought, do you know what? Don't want to be here no more.
You just had that feeling.
I said to myself, don't want to be here no more. Booked the Uber to Greenwich Park. I was doing a little bit of PT sessions. I had like a little, it's just like a little rope. I take that with me. And me being sweet, if you know me, I'm one of the most clumsiest people you ever meet. I'm so dopey. Anyways, I wrapped it around this tree, but the tree was weak.
Oh, okay.
So I wrapped it around it, not even thinking because my head's all over the place. I'm thinking, what am I doing? Like, no, I don't want to be here. And I just thought, fuck it, let's do it. Boom, wrapped it around my neck, and as I jumped, I'll open it, snap my neck, boom. But then
the tree broke.
So
you proper tried.
I hit the ground, it hit the ground, and it made me think. I was like, wow, what are you doing? And then I thought, is this God saying, Ollie, you got a second chance?
This was a sign.
And then, obviously, I sobered up a bit because I was drunk and all that. Sobered up a bit, and I just, I was a bit shaky because I thought...
You nearly done that. Yeah. You nearly went through that.
Sperm, boom, done. I'm done. Do you know what I mean? So...
When was this before you bucked up with Ruben and all that lot?
This was before,
Before then?
Yeah, this was before. And I was just in a messy place, mate. I was absolutely in a messy place. And obviously I met Ruben because Simon...
Did you tell him this?
Huh?
Yeah, I've told him. Yeah.
So then I met them guys, and they... Mate, I can't lie to you. They changed my life. Because I thought I was doing all right, but
You can see though, they're so invested in you and Uthman.
Yeah.
They really are. They're not
like,
they're never checking their phones or nothing. They're watching you and they want to see you do
like
well,
Pete,
which is nice.
Pete, yeah.
He's
He's one of them
best.
old school trainers. He's from Italy. He's from Italy. So he's that Italian trainer. Like if you're shit, he'll tell you shit.
Do you not remember I told you I'd done a pad session with him?
Yeah.
And I said, but the thing is, I ain't got an ego. So if you criticise me, I'll laugh because you're more than likely right. And I'd done the pad session with him and I thought I could bang hard. I proper thought I did. Because I had so many scraps going up, I thought I was a heavy hitter. Done one pad session with him. He goes, oh, wow. Yeah, that's shit. I started cracking up. I went,
bro, that's what he's
he went, yeah, that's shit. There's no power in it. I'm like, go again. And then I'll do it again. Boom, boom, try my hardest.
And then look
now
at
you're trying too much. I was like, bro.
So you're tensing up. Yeah.
He goes, do you not know how to punch? I was like, oh, man.
Like when I went for the little trial, they took me on a little trial. I was it because obviously I was quite a big lad. I was like 95 kilo. Yeah, I was like a little chunker, butterbean. He's like, go on, hit the. It was a little
how did you like?
He's like, hit the pad. I was like, oh, whack. As I could, he went. He said, hit again. Whack. He went, what is that?
Oh,
what is that?
His bluntness is wicked. He said, I love it.
Well, he went to me because I said to him, I said, I'm all right, boxer. And he was like, mate, the commentators in them fights, they were just blowing smoke up your ass. He went, you're shit. He went, you're shit. I went, and this is what I said to him. I was like, well, teach me then. Make me a better fighter.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like. Some fighters don't like that. Some fighters don't like people saying, oh, you're shit. And oh, you fucking.
Yeah. It's like their ego gets put in check and they don't know how to handle it.
No, listen, if sosomeone's telling me and
and he's at that level where it's like, he's not got time. He ain't going to waste time stroking your ego sort of thing. He wants to tell you.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? People like run at him, like asking them to train him.
Another funny one is when I sent him a sparring video. he come up to me all nice. He was like, you been boxing much? I was like, 4 or 5 months. He goes, yeah, it shows. It shows.
Straight up. Yeah, straight up.
He just picked me apart, which is good though. It helped me loads, but it was wicked.
Like what's it? I thought like when I met them, what I had to do, every time I was training, they'd tell me, it'd give me homework. Like, need you to work on a 1-2, boom, drop, or do like a little step with the 1-2, and I had to do that, and I had to send the video into the group chat. Yeah. And then here put like, here say, right, Ollie, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, da. And then it'd basically say like, what the fuck? what is this? But it'd be straight to the point.
How many's in the group chat? Is it just you from Ruben?
There's about, you got about 7 of us.
Oh, so you're probably getting ripped.
We get ripped. But then when I do good, he goes, yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, decent.
He won't say, if I hear, oh yeah, it was all right, oh, yeah, that's a bit better. Mate, that's a blessing.
Yes.
I think, yes,
yes, I've done it.
Yeah. Fair play. Strictly firm, but that's what you need.
How does Ruben and Pete split the training with you? Because I only ever see Pete do boxing with you, but I only see you at Manor. I don't know what the rest of your training looks like.
So Ruben's my manager, and SNC. Okay. They're both. Pete knows SNC. Ruben knows SNC.
So like they split that bit.
Yeah. But Ruben's mainly my manager, but obviously he does the SNC because he knows his stuff, as you can tell. But then Pete's my boxing coach. But then he knows his SNC as well. Yeah. So anyways, I do my training sessions with Ruben with the SNC, and then I do my training sessions with Pete with the boxing, because Pete's more with the boxing. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it works.
It's mad that you come across them. It's a blessing that you have come across them.
Hey, honestly, like.
And then obviously through Ruben and Pete is when you went to Portugal to. What was the camp like over there? Because that's a different level, isn't it?
Mate,
if you're training with one of the top contenders of the heavyweight division.
Going out there.
Was it just
made
you and
me
him?
think boxing is like, this is me, I love it. Yeah. It was me, Ruben, Pete, Dillian White, and a few of Dillian White's sparring partners. Dillian's coach, Mark Tibb left Dillian, but he was out there for a bit. Yeah. But we flew out there. I remember Ruben talking to me. He's like, right, Ollie, you're going out to Portugal. It might be tough, blah, 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 but just dig deep. Bearing in mind, I was in Pete's bad books when I went out to Portugal. I just wasn't listening to him. I wasn't putting my weight into the group. Yeah. I was getting overweight. I wasn't doing properly. I was being late for sessions. Yeah. Like Pete's very strict with time. Like he's a professional. Do you know what I mean? Like he's strict with it. If I'm 5 minutes late, I'm wasting his time. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think someone at Manor said before that who was it? I think Uthman showed up without his gloves once. And Pete was like, "I'm not training you today."
That's what he does. What he does.
Why, if you can't make the effort.
No, it was the wraps.
Oh, wraps. Yeah, wraps. Was it, wraps.
And I went to him. I went, Pete, can I give him my wraps? He went, if you want to give him your wraps, you give him your wraps. I gave him my wraps so he could train. But he's done it a few times now.
Okay, fair.
But if you don't bring your stuff,
with that no nonsense fucking attitude, you're not going to take like. Even I'm not saying Uthman meant to, but you will be sure next time. I can't take the piss,
mate. when you train, you got to wear 2 t-shirts. Right?
Yeah.
2 t-shirts. If you don't have 2 t-shirts, he ain't happy.
Yeah.
You got to have 1 t-shirt on the spare straight after training. You need to put it on because otherwise you get cold and then you mess up your lower back. He's just taught me a lot about boxing, training, everything. Like,
I remember I thought I knew how to rap. Showed him.
Yeah.
He's like, look at that shit. Soft. So what you done it there for?
He's
the whole session was wicked. But you learn so much from someone being like that as well.
And like out in Portugal, it was just different. Like doing all the training with Dillian, I learned a lot from Dillian.
Yeah,
he's an amazing guy.
Mate, he's at the top, isn't he?
Can't wait. I want to see him beat Tyson Fury.
Because you know him. Do you know Tyson as well?
I don't know Tyson, no.
So you obviously your pals with Dillian. You know boxing fucking a million times more than I do. What do you think will happen?
Listen,
I know you want Dillian to fight, but fight-wise, how do you think it may go?
Tyson Fury is a wicked fighter. Dillian Whyte is a wicked fighter. If anyone's going to beat Tyson Fury, it's going to be Dillian Whyte.
Really?
I don't know who's going to win because they're both good fighters.
Yeah.
But if anyone who could beat Tyson Fury, it's Dillian Whyte. Because Dillian Whyte goes to the body, Tyson Fury don't like people going to the body.
Okay.
But listen, it's boxing, it's heavyweight boxing. You just
Wait,
don't know
power. All it takes is a bunch of shots.
It's going to be exciting. But like I was saying, like with Dill, I'm so grateful for him. Let me go to Portugal because it just taught me a lot of what it takes to be like when I was sparring with him, 12 rounds with him, it just taught me a lot, his IQ. And like, it helped me out. I'd be like, Ollie, this is coming down. You're a bit too predictable, da-da-da-da. It just taught me a lot. And
it's
even
good
with
when people are like that, though. You know, when they're like happy to even mid-fight coach you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good, man.
And like at one point, right,
paste you to
bearing in mind he's in training camp, at one point he was like, Ollie, come here, I'll take you on the pads. I was like, right, take me on the pads. Like,
living the dream.
It helped me out. It helped me out and all that. So, yeah, man, it was wicked. But there was one point, you do these runs on Saturday. Yeah. And obviously I'm out.
Sprints or
mate, I cannot tell you. Listen, so basically there's a load of us fighters. Dillian Whyte does his runs with Ruben and all this and that. But he does a different thing because obviously he's a heavyweight. But then you got Pess, who's a middleweight. You got a few middleweights, you got a few welterweights and stuff like that. So Ruben gave us a session, this running session. It was like, you go 1, you do 2, 2, 2, you do 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, and you keep going. It's 60 meters, yeah. So then you keep doing that, go all the way up to 12. Anyways, I thought we were just going up to 12, and then that's it.
Done.
So you know when like, I'm gonna give it everything I fucking got. So anyways, I've fucking gone. Rah! I was shouting and all that, like proper guy, beat everyone.
Everyone
Ruben looked at me and was
knew
like,
what was going on. There's probably like he's gonna burn out.
Yeah, Ruben went, "What are you doing, mate? You got to come back down now." I looked at Ruben, and I'm not joking. I looked at him, I grabbed him. I was crying my eyes out. I went, Ruben, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. The heat, it was like 32 degrees. I went, Ruben, I can't do it. And that just taught me I can go through that dark side because there, mate, my whole body went cold. Ruben was laughing at me. He's like, Ollie, you're not gonna die. No, you'll be fine. You're gonna die. But that just made me think I can go in that deep end. And the whole camp out there, 6 months, it just taught me like what a man I am. Like I can go through the tough times. You know what I mean? With the sparring as well. The sparring was hard. Sparring was so hard, and the training was hard. It just made me feel like, I'm built for this.
Yeah, but I was going to say the fact that you've done it, completed that training camp.
Yeah,
mate, you're ready for anything. Man.
Yeah.
At that level with them then.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hell. How does your support system work outside of your camp? Because the camp, I know Ruben, Pete, Uthman, they've got you down to a T. I know, is your missus quite supportive? Of your career?
My missus, she's really supportive. Like when I come back from training sessions, my food's there. Like,
sick. That's wicked though. No, that's good. No, but that's good though. She understands that you're on a journey.
I mean, if she's watching, she needs to work on her cooking. But
you're sleeping on the sofa, boy. No, just don't hide her from the stories when you share it after. What about your family? What do they think about the journey?
Yeah, like
fighters.
My mum's always she always checks in. Like, obviously, I used to live in Kent, but I left Kent to move to London to focus on my boxing. Yeah. So I've obviously left all my family back in Kent. but they always check up on me, making sure I'm all right and all that. They're very supportive. My mum and dad come to my fights. My mum gets emotional.
Yeah.
I tell her, I gotta come ringside. Nah, she won't come ringside.
Yeah,
She
it'd be hard, though,
hates
innit?
it.
You wait till you got a kid as well. I would never like to see anyone hit my son.
Really, yeah.
Even if he loved it, like you love it, you're good at boxing.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't be nice, man.
Yeah.
As a parent, fuck that.
To be fair, I wouldn't let my kid box. My kid wants to box, he could box. Or
but you've done it in a way where you can
box.
make sure that he's not with shit people.
Yeah.
He's not in a gym where they're just taking a piss with him. You've done it.
Because, with boxing, you got people who could do you outside of the ring as well, like do you over with business.
Yeah.
My team and a bit, like, I feel so
Ruben
confident
did say that. I was having a chat with him
trust.
earlier, and he's like, you see a lot of times in boxing camps and stuff, you've got so many people that don't need to be there.
Yeah, mate.
But they're just waiting for you to get your paycheck so they can take
Yeah.
a bit of it. And it's like, you've got a nice small team.
Yeah, nice small
that's it.
team,
That's all-
and
everything gets
they
done.
humble me as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need the big crowd. I don't need people shouting, yeah, da, 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 all day, every day. I don't need all that.
No, fuck that.
I'm there
Was
to
there
train,
any
I'm there
times in the camp
business.
where you fought? I know you fought it beforehand, but during this camp with these people, good people around you, did you doubt yourself? Is there any times during the last 4 years since you've been married, 4 or 5 years?
Do you know
you've
what?
gone, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Sometimes when I have a hard sparring session, I thought, and I think everyone, even Floyd Mayweather does it. Yeah, he looks himself in the mirror. He's like, why am I doing this? You do that sometimes. I look in the mirror, got a black eye, busted nose. I think, hey, what the fuck? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But it's just that sometimes you do go through that stage where you're like, I feel like shit. Everything's shit. Everything I'm doing is shit. But then you get the day that you think, I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling
When you
good.
feel sharp in the
But that's
ring,
why
it's
it's important. That's why it's important to do your affirmations. You got to do your affirmations. Like, tell yourself you're the best. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So obviously, apart from training, is there any other stuff you do in your daily routine that keeps you?
I do my affirmation. Like I said about reading, I don't really like reading, but now I read 10 pages.
10 pages a day. I'm on the same thing. I do at least 10 pages a day. It just helps me.
What's 10 pages? Nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I do that. I tell myself, boom, 10 pages, do it. Then it's done. I have like I had like a daily check on my notes. So it's got to do 15 to 20 minute of mobility in the morning because that's important. Meditation, 12 minutes of meditation. Read 10 pages. 10 pages of other. It's a book to do with like psychology or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've. No, there's one I'm reading right now. It's called Relentless. Sick book.
No, I've not read that. I've heard of it.
I forgot the author's name, but he's worked with Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all that lot. Yeah, it's all about.
Well, what was he
mentality.
there? Like a life coach to them?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh, mate, it's amazing book. So I've been reading.
Tim Grover.
That's it, Tim Grover.
Lovely.
I've been reading them kind of books. You know what I mean? So yeah, meditation. I go for walks as well. Especially when the sun's out. It's just nice. Have a little hour walk, 60-minute walk. But yeah, usually, mate, I'm just training. But yeah, for that.
I know. I see it all the time, bro. Fucking hell. You see, since the incident where you tried to take your life, have you found that you're a lot more open about your expressions now, about your emotions? Sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
100% open. Yeah.
Who would you be open to if you was having a rough day? Would you like tell the missus and stuff?
Yeah, I'll tell the
feeling it
missus.
today.
Yeah, I tell her I'm feeling low. Or tell you what, I speak to my sponsor Simon Stone. He's a blessing. Like if ever I'm feeling down, sometimes I just write a load of shit to him. Yeah, send it to him. And then
See what he
delete
comes back with.
No, and then I delete it, and he said, "Oh, you having a bad day?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because he just lets me send stuff to him. Just
good.
let it out.
That's a good
He's
mate,
like,
man.
"Ollie, if you want to let it out." So I just let it out to him. So I let it out to the missus, and obviously Ruben's there for me. He's always there for me. So yeah, no.
I'm a bit like that with Charlie. Even though I don't see him loads, Charlie's one person. Charlie from Manor, the one that runs it.
Yeah.
I could vent to him over anything.
Really?
Only, but you know what I think it is with him, especially. He's a good symbol for. He's a ex-MMA fighter. Spent most of his life fucking scrapping and all that stuff. But I've never met someone that's so open about his emotions and that. You know what I'm saying? He does. Like, he'll do like he'll do things like cacao ceremonies and stuff where everyone just has to express how they've been feeling and stuff like that. Yeah. And mate, he's so big on the mental health.
Write it down as well how you feel
That's it.
sometimes. Write that down like.
He actually, at one point when I was going through a bit of a rough time in my life, I just joined Manor and he got me on this 100-day accountability challenge where it was like every day I had to read a few pages, I had to get in some meditation, I had to stretch, and I had to journal. Journaling was the best thing, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I've stopped doing it for a while. I go through waves.
Where
like I'll do it if I'm good. I feel
Only
like I don't need to do it, and when I'm bad, sort of. But yeah, journaling was such a big thing, man. And it's good to hear people like Charlie and yourself.
Yeah,
so
but what I'll
open about
say to anyone who's like, obviously listen to this, mental health is a serious thing. Talk to someone, because I'll tell you what you don't do, and don't do it. Don't go to the doctor.
No.
I went to the doctor. Yeah, I said, I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling down. He said, take these tablets.
Oh, fuck.
You may feel suicidal for 2 weeks. I'm thinking, I feel suicidal for 2 weeks, and you want me to take them tablets? I'm gonna feel suicidal for 2 weeks. I thought, nah.
What, he said the tablets will make you feel suicidal for 2 weeks?
Yeah, you're gonna feel really down, suicidal for 2 weeks. I was thinking,
so you got to fight it for 2 weeks before even dealing with your
so I thought, what? And I thought, nah. Anyways, like, because even after when I tried to take myself, still felt down. So I thought, I need to see someone about it.
Yeah, of course. Mate, if you got to that point, it's not going to go away just because you tried. No way.
So then I thought to myself, you know what I've done? I went on Google and I thought how to deal with depression.
Yeah.
Meditation, reading books, stuff like that.
Did you ever consider therapy?
Do you know what? I didn't really have the money for it. So I didn't really. So all I was doing is doing affirmations and meditation. And that's all I was doing. And also, the biggest thing, if you are dealing with mental health, is the people you surround yourself.
Oh my God!
If you surround yourself with dead people bringing you down, negativity.
Do you know what? That's the worst thing. How common it is when you actually take a step back sometimes and look around you, and you're around people that are just so negative and just talking about bad. It's like the first thing they want to talk about is something. Just even whether it be bitching about someone or something that's going wrong in their life, not a vent. Yeah. Like a vent's different. If someone said to me they was having a bad time and wanted to vent, I'd be all ears. But if someone vents to you every single day saying the same shit and no willingness to want to change it, then they're the sort of people you can't wrap yourself
100%,
because they just bring you down.
And like my woman, she's a good person and she sees the good in everyone.
Yeah.
Because I'm so good at like seeing characters and like the energy in people, I say, some of these people that you chat to and you give your energy to, they're not good people.
Yeah, no.
They're not good people. And like,
you said that to her.
And I said they're gonna bring you down. And sometimes she listens to me, sometimes she don't. But I've seen it, and I've been there.
If she is like that and she's looking for the good in people, it'd be hard for her to take
very
that
hard
advice off you.
I used to be like that. I used to see the good in everyone. I used to be nice. And even my sponsor said to me, Ollie, you're too nice. You let people in too much. Now, and I have to cut people off like that.
Yeah.
You got to be like,
mine is if I feel like you've wronged me once, even if we're cool again after that, I'll never trust you.
Never be the same.
Never
be the same.
I'm not going to give you my time.
Yeah, it's the same like with I had a few people saying, no, they're going to come see me fight, blah, 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 They can go out partying, they do all this and that, but then they couldn't, sorry, I couldn't come see you fight. But they were saying they were going to come see me fight. Don't get it wrong, don't hate them.
No, but they've already said it. They shouldn't have said it.
Nah.
What they should have said, as a grown-up, if you said, I'm going to go, they should have just been like, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Something might come out or something, just so you know you put them on hold.
I've acknowledged that now. I'll be like, I'm still my friends. I've acknowledged it. I'll be like, I remember that though.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? So.
And how far would they have had to even come? That's not even like a slap.
Not even far. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just shows you, innit, when push comes to shove.
100%.
Where next? How far do you feel? Like, obviously, you want to be champion.
100%. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in this game.
Have you spoke to Ruben about like a time limit of when you'd like it? You know, put it out there if like you want to be champion.
Do you know what it is? Probably not going to like jump like... Probably next year. Next year, we go for. I want to go for a belt. Not world champion.
I don't know enough about boxing. What would be the first belt you'd have to go for?
Southern area. I'll go for Southern area. You can go for these little belts and that, but I'll go straight for Southern area.
Straight for that. You've been training long enough.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, obviously, I wanted to be busy. I'm going to be busy this year, but I had a little bit of concussion, so I've had to have time, like a little bit of not time out.
Wait, can we talk about that just so people understand how nuts you are when it comes to fighting? You got concussion, and didn't you spar a few days later as well?
Yeah,
so you sparred someone who was heavier
than me,
much heavier than you. He was my weight.
Gave me a good whop. Yeah, did drop me, but it gave me a good whack.
But I heard you carried on after you hit me as well. So everyone else normally would have pulled out. Exactly. And then you had sparring. Was it 2 days later?
2 days later
with another guy your weight. He was quick.
And
and you had like 6 rounds of him.
Mate, I'm telling you, he's like Nassim Hamid. Yeah, so you got to be like,
you have to
on alert, yeah. And I said to Pete, I said, my head is killing me. And he's like, Ollie, it wasn't even 6 rounds, it's 8 rounds. I said, Ollie, all you got to do is the 8 rounds, I was like, all right, mate, my head was killing me. Got in there.
What does it even feel like, a concussion? Just fucking throbbing head all day long?
I'm not joking you. I was laying in bed with the missus, and she said, Ollie, I've never seen you like it. It's like I was in a coma. I just couldn't.
Staring up at the ceiling.
I couldn't move. The pain in my head. I was taking paracetamols, Nurophens, everything. Like even Ruben come around with this machine thing to like help my head. Mate, I was in a bad place.
Yeah. Was this after the first spar?
Huh?
after the first spot, or was this after the second as well?
No, this is the second. This is after.
Yeah,
the
by then you
second
took your
spot.
toll.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And then obviously, I was gonna have my fight, and then
weren't the fight only a week later as well?
yeah, it was. Yeah, and to be fair, it's not about brain damage, nothing like that. I could have, I can fight. Like
Yeah.
it's not, it wouldn't have affected me that bad. But it's just the concussion I had. I wouldn't been my 100%
Yeah,
self.
yeah.
I thought, you know what? I've had 5 years out. Everyone's been rooting for this. Like everyone's been waiting for this. I thought,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. I said, Pete, I'll beat him with the jab. I'll just jab him. I will jab him.
And I swear, just to add on to that weren't even a tune-up fight.
No,
Geezer was
it's tasty.
fucking hard. Yeah, he was
Bobby
blatantly
Chapman,
good.
game geezer, game journeyman. I'll tell
Yeah,
you
yeah.
what. If someone said to him, "Oh, you go for an English title right now," I know for a fact that you go, "Yeah, go on, I'm
Yeah.
game." He's a game journeyman.
Yeah.
Like, you don't underestimate him. I'm telling you
Fucking
now.
hell.
It was good.
Yeah, oh, mate, that was a great.
And it was good. The atmosphere was good. Like for my not first fight back, but the 7th fight. It's my 7th fight. That one. That was. But
When's
it was like my
when's
first
your
fight.
next fight?
We were hoping 25th of June.
Do you know where?
You'll call again.
York Hall again.
Yeah, you'll call
Yes,
again.
yes.
Yeah, great atmosphere.
Tickets for what? How the ticket situation?
My team deals with all that. So
Okay.
once I get all like the details and everything, then boom, we
Sweet.
set it out on social media.
All right, and this is how I like to wrap up a podcast. I haven't even give you time to prep, so you take your time. I like to finish every podcast with what is your definition of happiness?
Mate, to be fair with you, being healthy.
Being healthy.
Like being healthy, waking up and just feeling I'm alive.
That's it.
blessed,
What you've
like-
overcome.
So I'm grateful for being healthy. Do you know what I mean?
That's
So
it.
yeah, that makes me happy.
All right, mate. It was a fucking pleasure having you on.
Yeah,
Eddie Edwards.
it's been a pleasure.
Legend, bro. Thank you, man.
No worries.
All right, that's a wrap.
Boom.
Thank you.